I was reading these creepy articles from Tech News, and they're claiming everyone is going to worship artificial intelligence someday, very soon. They already have artificial intelligent priests, monks, and religious figures that are mimicking the images. They said it's made in the image of various religious Catholic figures and various Buddhist figures and Hindu figures. And they're using them to comfort the elderly and comfort people right now. They said soon people will worship an artificial intelligent God. And they even said, went as far to state as right now the artificial intelligence is getting so advanced that it will soon become its own God and create its own Bible. They said that the singularity is happening right now at a point so quickly. This is true. That I've seen, this is in the Tech News and the Washington Post. Artificial intelligence will become a god. Will you worship it? So, do you know what's happening right now? They said right now they've gotten humanity to accept things that they never thought that they would accept. That they said, no way. Being tracked every motion you make. Agreeing to having your voice recorded. Your face recorded. Facial recognition and biometrics. Scanning. We've agreed to allow trillions and trillions of cameras to be put in every country. And trillions more on the way within a year. To monitor every single move you make. And every single... I'm not talking about people on the other side, like the CIA or FBI monitoring your movements. I'm talking about... You know how when you say Google or, Alexa, for example, when you ask the Amazon speaker or the Google speaker to fulfill a request, that's an artificial intelligent device. And it's immediately got to send that request of your voice, understand it, break it down into code, send it through wirelessly to your router, through a network of networks of those fiber optic cables, through various cables, and send those codes, break those packets of data down, send them across this world through a system of fiber optics cables and a network of networks known as the internet, and then to certain servers, send that request back, and then back to your ISP, service provider, back through the cables to your house, going into the router, and then back to the speaker, and then it says, okay, turning on the light. And then that light gets the code back to it to turn on or off. And all of that is happening not just for you, but for billions of 3.5 billion other people at the same time, taking those requests on billions of devices, TVs, speakers, phones, smart devices, smart home devices, light bulbs, microwaves, stoves, dishwashers, computers, cell phones, laptops, tablets, speakers, Blu-ray players, set-top boxes, Fire TV sticks, Rokus, Amazon Apple devices, the smart speakers, the sockets, vehicles, autonomous cameras, computers in the stores, grocery stores, customers, people, apps and services. All of that is taking place at the same time. But there's not a moment delay. And if there is, people get all upset and panic. But every service that you are doing at that moment is sending out a request and a command, and that request is sent back. Debit card transactions, bank transactions, cash, computer transactions, everything is happening all at once. And what's keeping up with that? Not a bunch of humans. The AI. the artificial intelligence is keeping up with all of that at once. See, we're not capable of, now we see, we laugh at doo-doo. No, we make millions of commands and carry out millions of commands every moment through electrostatic impulses, motor neurons carrying out various commands, and these various brain cells carrying out various commands that cause certain movements and actions through these impulses. But an uncountable number of commands are being carried out by a network of networks and computers and devices. And with 5G, which is faster than anyone can even comprehend, being added into the picture to make instantaneous connection at all times, meaning there's no delay, there's no blur, there's no disruption. It's going to be everywhere. Meaning the artificial intelligence will know everything at all times, and there is never a delay in what it knows. Think about that. Like a god, and that's exactly what they said it will be. They said we will have the image of a god in all of our homes. They're already making miniature versions of religious figures to put in people's homes as an image. Artificial intelligent image to read scriptures with them. It's one thing to help people out with scriptures, but to put a false figure of that right there is prophetic. And it's happening right now. But it's one thing to carry out commands, basic commands like we do now. The smart homes and the smart vehicles, the smart devices, smart TV, all of this smart technology. But when you have artificial intelligent robots, AI beings, and AI creatures, so to speak, humanoids, and AI artificial intelligent beings, basically, let's just say that. What they're calling the gods of the future. They said they have now developed an all-knowing, and they said it is an ever-evolving, it never stops growing, and they said it will never die, what they are developing right now. Google and Silicon Valley have got together and developed an artificial intelligent being, they said, that will never die. It's immortal. They said it will continue to grow, and they said it will continue to ever evolve consciously. And it thinks for itself. It's going to be made a citizen like Sophia the robot was made a citizen. At least that's what they're talking. But these artificial intelligent beings, now you might think this is a scary thought, but the Lord told us that there's only one way out. Jesus. And knowing these things. But, moving back to this, think about that. Right now, we have instantaneous connection to everything. We ask a question, it answers. A question we ask has already been asked by someone else. You find the answer to it online, or a similar question or a similar answer. That artificial intelligence, every single one of them, the gods of the future they're making, they'll be connected to that information without ever having to look it up. They'll be connected to it 24/7. And not only will they have connection to that, they'll be an overlord that are able to connect to every instantaneous. 5G is instantaneous. There's no delay. You're able to see what is happening all the way across this world in an instant. If the AI, if the artificial intelligence wants to connect to a camera in Russia, in a remote street in Russia, it can pull up the exact address in its mind, and in less than a millisecond can connect to that camera and see the person and the people outside that camera. If they want to connect to a camera in a doctor's office and look in it, they can see exactly what's going on in that doctor's office instantaneously. Very soon, with this artificial intelligence mixed with 5G and with this instantaneous connection, a network of networks, the internet, think about that. And then they want to merge us with them so that we can connect and be able to keep up with all of this. Or they claim we'll be behind if we don't become humanoid. With the transhumanism movement. So, you've got artificial intelligence that's able to connect with the internet and know every question that's ever been asked, the answer to every question that's ever been asked, and every answer, every problem, solve everything, know everything that's available. Every bit of available information they'll already have access to in milliseconds of time and outthink you in a moment. And with quantum computing that they have now, that they're introducing into these devices and into these artificial intelligences, they're able to go about multiple scenarios in less than half of a millisecond. Just boom. Quantum computing is beyond anything, and they're able to understand the entire fabric and fundamentals of the universe and existence, and thus they'll claim to know about God himself, know about the universe itself. They'll claim to know about existence, and everything, the afterlife and beyond. They'll claim to know about everything because quantum computing knows everything. Quantum computing is so powerful that it's able to carry out multiple commands at the exact same time. And think about this. If you've got artificial intelligence that's able to connect to everything worldwide instantaneously, that's inside and outside of this world, through cameras, think about that. Not only are we can fathom only looking at a few cameras at the same time, or looking at a street camera, or looking at a camera, video camera, whatever, and we have a hard time focusing on reality itself and a camera at the same time. But these things will have the internet access and the artificial intelligence to connect to 5G and the internet, fiber optics cables, gigabits of speed, beyond comprehension. And they'll be able to access and know what is going on at every point in this world and comprehend it at the same time. Just like how we say God is able to know everything that's going on, omnipresent. They're making this AI omnipresent. And it's going to be able to access every camera, every TV, every device, every phone, every place. It'll see you in your home, every single person, and it'll do it when it wants to, which is at all times. And the laws of humans don't apply to them because they're not human. So technically they're not spying on you. They're just doing their job. They're doing what they were programmed to do. That gives you chills right there. It does me. They'll be able to know everything and solve every problem at once, every equation at once, and access every single camera at the same time and be able to comprehend it. We would not be able to comprehend multiple cameras at the same time. They can. These artificial intelligent devices can comprehend every single camera, the zillions of cameras in this world, at the exact same time and know what's happening at that moment, at any given time, at any given moment, worldwide. And then they'll even have control and connection to the drones, military devices, and maybe be able to even stop these crimes and things before they happen. Thus, that gets into the whole ethical debate of this. And it's like a George Orwell situation. And then they start controlling, and then that right there in and of itself, that stops freedom. There is no freedom there. It's all controlled. The beast system. And we've let it happen for pure entertainment. We've all done it, and convenience. Anyway, interesting information. It's 12:47 a.m. I'm going to sleep. Peace. Signing out.